Xbox is taking this away, but what are they replacing it with? An unlikely person steps in to defend Xbox. What surprises does Xbox have for Gamescom? Let's discuss. What's up, guys, and welcome to Xbox Ready, the YouTube channel that is dedicated to all things Xbox. I'm back here with another news update. I want to make sure that you're Xbox ready. As a reminder, it'd be really awesome if you subscribe to the channel, if you like my content. I'd appreciate a follow on Instagram, and I have links below this video if you want to buy any Xbox stuff. Now, if you're not aware, let me tell you something. The Xbox Series S gets a lot of hate. That's right, our poor Series S over the past 3 years has gotten a lot of heat. It's been called a potato. It's been accused of holding Xbox back. It's been accused of holding the entire gaming industry back. So yes, anything going wrong in the modern video game industry that you don't like, whether it be game delays, whether it be unfinished games at launch, whether it be just tired and just uninspired game design and mechanics, you can blame that all on the Series S. People who really hate the Series S got a little bit of ammunition about a month or two ago thanks to Larian Studios, the people behind Baldur's Gate 3. They came out and said that essentially the Series S is why they're not going to be able to get the Xbox version of their game out on time. They're going to need a little bit of a delay. This is because they're having trouble getting split-screen multiplayer working on the Series S, and because Xbox requires feature parity for a game to launch on their platform. Feature parity, not performance, not graphical. Larian Studios was like, okay, we're gonna have to delay that version for a little bit. We need some more time to figure it out. This, of course, has led to a lot of back and forth, but recently the CEO of Larian Studios, who is also the creative lead on Baldur's Gate 3, did an interview with SkillUp, in which he said some interesting things about the Series S. He point blank says that he thinks the Xbox platform is fine. He said, and I quote, "Do I think it holds gaming back? It just defines certain parameters within which you have to develop. There are ways of doing that. It just takes development effort. Despite us having grown, we don't have infinite resources. That means we can't do everything at the same time." He went on to say that developing for the Xbox Series S was like developing for lower-end PCs. Certainly in the developers that I have talked to, one of the main things is that they don't really like developing for PC because they have to cast kind of a wide net because there's so many different variations when it comes to gaming rigs out there. As opposed to developing for a PS5, you only have to make sure that's optimized for that one single system that are all the same. But he also mentioned it's kind of like developing a game for the Nintendo Switch, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on, a Nintendo Switch? Come on, man. Series S, a little bit more powerful than a Nintendo Switch, let's be honest. He did say that all of their focus right now is on the PlayStation version and the PC version of Baldur's Gate 3, but that there's a team working on the Xbox version right now, and that it's already significantly better than it was. He mentioned, "Our hope is that we get it done this year, but I don't want to commit to it because optimization comes with this annoying thing where you know where you start, but not where you end." I thought this was very cool for him to speak on because, like he's saying, there's a lot of different variables when it comes to developing games for multiple platforms. It's not just the Series S, because again, this game is coming out for PC, and there's a ton of PCs out there that are on par with the Series S or maybe even a little weaker. This game's also coming out on Steam Deck as well, and we know that's not exactly the most powerful gaming machine ever. So yeah, it was really cool to see Swen come out and speak on this, an actual developer working on this game, and not just some guy on Twitter or on YouTube or on Instagram pretending he knows about game development. If I were to make a guess about this, I would say that Baldur's Gate 3, we won't be seeing it on Xbox until 2024. The PC and PlayStation 5 versions are releasing in August, but it seems a little bit generous to think that they would get the Xbox version out before 2023 ends. But this is certainly encouraging news for Xbox fans and fans of the Baldur's Gate franchise. It's nice to know that they're working at it diligently, and we also know that Xbox has sent over some engineers to help Larian Studios out in order to get Baldur's Gate 3 on the platform. So my last video, the kind of unofficial theme was that Xbox was taking away features. We talked about the new dashboard, how you were unable to move around the like most played game section and the Game Pass section in the new dashboard, making it to where you have to scroll through all of that to get to your own pin groups. And now it looks like they're cutting support for an entire app, the console companion app on PC. Microsoft apparently plans to shut down support for the app at the end of August, at the end of this month. Wow, I can't believe it's August already. Now, for those of you who primarily play on an Xbox console, you probably don't care. If you have a PC, however, you're probably sitting there at the very least, you're confused. The Xbox companion app on the PC, it was okay. Honestly, it was just fine. And it's been kind of weird switching back between like the companion app on PC and the Xbox app and then the game bar. I hate having all these different things just for Xbox on my computer. But the companion app was pretty much the only way, the only first-party way to get your Xbox recordings and screenshots that you take on your console and download them on your PC. And once you downloaded them, you were of course free to do whatever you wanted with them. Edit them, post them to different social media sites, put them in a YouTube video maybe. This is a sentiment that Jez Corden over at Windows Central shares. He pointed out, Microsoft is removing the Xbox companion app on Windows, so now there's no first-party way to access your Xbox clips, screenshots on Windows PCs. And even though we're still gonna have the Xbox app and the Xbox game bar on our computers, on our PCs, none of them have a library for any of your screenshots or recordings that are uploaded to Xbox Live. You can't use either of them to download your clips or screenshots. And it's just weird because it's like they don't have a real replacement for that. Ideally, they would add a library for clips and screenshots into the Xbox app for PC. But like, it's weird that they're not doing that before they stop supporting the companion app. This is just something that Xbox has got to get it together on. This is something they've kind of struggled with over the past couple of years, especially when compared to PlayStation. Not only getting your captures, but uploading them, downloading them, using them on other devices. I guess technically we can still upload our clips and screenshots to OneDrive, but honestly, it's like, that works 50% of the time for me. What I end up doing nowadays is I have all my captures on an external drive, and then I take that, and then I put the USB into my PC, drag the files over. That's a lot of steps, man. That's a lot of steps. Or I guess you can upload it to Live and then use the Xbox app on your phone, download it, and then share it to your PC. But again, lots of steps. I wish they would just simplify it. Now let's talk about something exciting, something to look forward to. Team Xbox seems to be really looking forward to, really hyping up what they have in store for Gamescom. Gamescom is a video game convention that is held out in Germany. Xbox is going to be on the floor with a booth, but not just any booth. Sources have told Inside Gaming that they're going all out for Gamescom this year. According to those same sources, the Xbox section is going to have playable versions of Forza Motorsport, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl, and Towerborn. Now that is crazy. I mean, I know a lot of people are looking forward to Motorsport. Some people out there are looking forward to Towerborn as well, but people are absolutely dying to hear details about Stalker 2. This game got delayed for obvious reasons because the development team is based out of Ukraine. Many have since relocated to Prague, from my understanding. And because of all that confusion, I've just kind of like put Stalker 2 out of my mind. I'm like, you know what? Whenever it comes out is when it's gonna come out. But that could be a lot sooner than I originally anticipated. This was supposed to be a timed Xbox exclusive that came out day one on Game Pass in 2022. Now imagine a 2022 where instead of Xbox was coming out with these exclusives like As Dusk Falls, the official Grounded release, Pentiment, you had Stalker 2, and maybe even Starfield on top of that. Of course, we can talk what ifs as much as we want, but if they have a playable version of Stalker 2 at Gamescom, chances are they're going to share with us some sort of information about when this game is going to release at some point during Gamescom, which is at the end of August. Now, for those of you who don't have this game on your radar, Stalker 2 is a first-person shooter, but it's also like a horror game. You play as a character that journeys through the Chernobyl exclusion zone, which is of course filled with all sorts of crazy stuff due to the radiation. Again, I'd kind of put this game out of my mind, but hearing news that it's going to be on the floor at Gamescom, one, it really makes me wish I could have the time and the money to travel out to see this myself. But even though I can't make it in person to Gamescom, this has reignited my excitement for Stalker 2. If this game comes out in 2024, it's going to be a massive boost to the Game Pass catalog, and what's already shaping up to be a promising year for the service. Hopefully these sources that are talking to Insider Gaming are true, and I'm not just sitting here talking for nothing, but the way way that Team Xbox and people like Aaron Greenberg have been hyping up this booth at Gamescom, I'm feeling pretty hopeful that we'll get more details about this game and others. Now, a lot of people have been reaching out to me and they've been asking, hey man, what's the deal about this Activision Blizzard acquisition? Is it going through? What's going on? And the short answer to that question is that no one really knows quite yet. Xbox is still in the middle of trying to get approval from the Competition Markets Authority over in the United Kingdom, who have blocked this deal just a couple of months ago. But since Microsoft won their case here in the United States against the FTC, the CMA has been like, okay, yeah, we're open to like a restructured deal. We're willing to hear Microsoft out. That was quick. And now apparently Microsoft has officially submitted a new argument to the CMA in order to get this deal over the line. I don't know if this new argument has any like restructuring in terms of cloud gaming. That was a sticking point for the CMA previously, which caused them to block that deal. But according to sources, Microsoft is basically pointing to all the deals that they signed with these cloud gaming companies and these other platforms, saying like, listen, we made an agreement with Sony, we made an agreement with freaking GeForce Now, Nvidia, we made an agreement with Nintendo Switch, Boosteroid, all of these. How about you take that in consideration, shove it up your, consider it, and then maybe consider your stance on whether you should approve this deal. Microsoft also apparently believes that with the FTC losing in the United States, that it kind of undermines the CMA's arguments and initial kind of oppositions. With this new argument submitted by Microsoft, their rivals apparently have until August 4th to comment on the deal, and the CMA itself is expected to come to a decision August 29th. So hopefully by the end of this month, we can finally put all of this to rest. Speaking of regulators and the Activision Blizzard deal, apparently buried in all of the documents that Microsoft has submitted, specifically when their deal was getting reviewed by the European Union, apparently there was a bit of information regarding Game Pass Ultimate buried beneath all of that stuff. According to this document, apparently getting people to sign up for Game Pass Ultimate is not a problem for Xbox. According to Forbes, the amount of people signing up for Game Pass Ultimate over a 2-year period from 2019 to 2021 increased as much as 6 times. And that's pretty surprising to me because, you know, I would figure that people go for the cheaper tier. But to me, this signals that, oh, okay, people want Game Pass and they want the ability to play games online. Because they're like, okay, yeah, Game Pass Ultimate, a little bit more expensive, but people are seeing the value in it. People are saying, hey, this is a really great deal. Let me sign up for it. Seeing the success they have in converting people to Game Pass Ultimate, it kind of puts into perspective this latest move that they're going to be doing in September with Game Pass Core. A lot of people came out and they were like, this is confusing because Game Pass Core gives you online play, regular Game Pass does not, and then Game Pass Ultimate gives you online play. And then I came out, I was like, well, obviously they're trying to get people to sign up for Game Pass Ultimate, being like, okay, if you like Core, you can get Game Pass and keep your online privileges if you get Ultimate. The only bit of missing information here is the total amount of Game Pass subscribers. Here they are bragging about the adoption rate of people signing up for Game Pass Ultimate, but we haven't had a subscriber update for Game Pass since January 2022. But based on that 25 million subscriber number in January of last year, Forbes theorizes that either way these Game Pass share numbers reveal that if, let's say, there's 70% overall adoption rate for Game Pass Ultimate, of those 25 million, 17.5 million would have Ultimate, and that's 297.5 million a month in revenue. Now, if Xbox can continue to grow those Game Pass subscriber numbers, and if those subscribers are subscribed to the highest tier, then it's probably gonna work out really well for them. I can see them being like, I don't really care how this game sells because we keep getting all of these subscribers and they're all paying like $17 a month. That is assuming that they've continued to grow and not take a hit in subscribers from the drought of 2022. Anyways, guys, that's all the news I have for today. Thanks so much for joining me for another edition of Xbox Ready, and we'll see you in the next video.